The Denel Rooivalk is an attack helicopter manufactured by Denel of South Africa. Rooivalk is Afrikaans for Red Kestrel. The South African Air Force ordered 12 Rooivalks, designated the Rooivalk Mk1 in SAAF service. The first of was officially handed over in April 2011. The helicopters are flown by 16 Squadron, which is based at AFB Bloemspruit near Bloemfontein. Development. The Rooivalk project began in early 1984 under the auspices of the Atlas Aircraft Corporation, a predecessor of Denel Aviation. Faced with the increasingly conventional nature of the South African border war, the South African Defence Force recognized the need for a dedicated attack helicopter and accordingly set along the process of developing a suitable aircraft. The Atlas XH-1 Alpha was the first prototype to emerge from the program. It was developed from an copyright Rooivalk AH-2 airframe, retaining that helicopter's engine and dynamic components, but replacing the original cockpit with a step tandem one, adding a 20 cannon on the nose and converting the undercarriage to tail dragger configuration. The XH-1 first flew on February 3, 1985. The results were ultimately good enough to convince Atlas and the SAAF that the concept was feasible, opening the door for the development of the Rooivalk. During the Rooivalk's development it was decided to base the aircraft on the dynamic components of the copyright Rooivalk Super Puma, a larger and more powerful helicopter. These components were already used on the Atlas Oryx, a local upgrade and modification of the copyright Rooivalk Puma. Design. Due to the SAAF's decades of helicopter experience in the harsh African environment, the Rooivalk has been designed to operate for prolonged periods without sophisticated support. All that is needed to keep the Rooivalk flying is a medium transport helicopter equipped with a basic spares supply plus full ground crew. The Rooivalk carries a range of weapons depending on the mission profile. It is generally fitted with a nose-mounted 20 cannon and can also carry air-to-air missiles, anti-armor missiles and unguided rockets. The Rooivalk has a fire control system for target acquisition and tracking as well as an advanced navigation system using Doppler radar and GPS. Also incorporated is an electronic countermeasure suite coupled with chaff and flare dispensers. Notable features include a tandem cockpit, starboard tail rotor with a port tail plane, a fixed-wheeled undercarriage as well as wire cutters above and below the cockpit and on the undercarriage. When the Rooivalk first came out, it was the only helicopter in the world that could fly upside down. The following types of missions are foreseen for the Rooivalk: reconnaissance, heliborne escort, close air support, deep penetration and anti-armor. Operational service. By April 2005, only 6 of the 12 aircraft were available for operational test and evaluation with the others in need of software upgrades. The Chief of the South African Air Force, Lieutenant General Carlo Gaggiano, hoped that the helicopters would be ready around June 2007, indicating the extremely worrying factor of time that the project was taking to reach maturity, attributing the delays to the exodus of personnel from Denel as well as its financial problems. This has forced the SAAF to assess alternative defense development partners. One airframe was damaged beyond repair on August 3, 2005 after an uncontrolled landing. On May 17, 2007, Denel Group CEO Sean Liebenberg announced a decision to cease further development and funding for the Rooivalk as an export product following its failure to win the Turkish attack helicopter tender against the Augusta A129 Mangusta. During November 2007, Defense Minister Mosio Lekota announced in Parliament that the SAAF was to invest a $962 million in the helicopter over 3 years to 2010-2011, in order to bring it up to full operational status. The helicopter will be deployed on peacekeeping duties as soon as initial operating capability is achieved. On April 1, 2011, the SAAF received the first 5 of 11 Block 1F upgraded Rooivalk. The upgrade involves improved targeting systems and other avionics which enable the helicopter to use guided missiles for the first time. The Mk ATGM was qualified as part of the upgrade process. Gearbox components were improved and cooling problems with the F220 cannon were also addressed. The 9th and 10th Rooivalk attack helicopters were delivered in September 2012 following their upgrade to the Block 1F initial operating standard. The 11th and final Rooivalk was delivered on March 13, 2013. 3 Rooivalk attack helicopters have been deployed with the United Nations Force Intervention Brigade to support the United Nations Organization Stabilization Mission in the Democratic Republic of the Congo in 2013. On November 4, 2013, 2 Rooivalks with the United Nations Force Intervention Brigade fired 70mm rockets on M23 positions near Chanzu in the Democratic Republic of the Congo. Preserved aircraft, the first prototype Rooivalk XDM, SAAF Serial 683, is on static display at the South African Air Force Museum, Swartkop Air Force Base, Pretoria. Operators, South Africa, South African Air Force, 1116 Squadron, Rooivalk Mk1 Block 1F. Specifications, data from, General Characteristics, Crew, 2, Length, 18.73 meters, rotor diameter, 15.58 m, height, 5.19 m, disc area, 190.60 m2, empty weight, 5,730 kilograms, loaded weight, 7,500 kilograms, max takeoff weight, 8,750 kilograms, power plant, 2 Turbo Mk Killer 1K2 turbo shafts, 1,420 kilowatts each, internal fuel capacity, 1,854 L, performance, never exceed speed, 309 km per hour, cruise speed, 278 km per hour at sea level, range, 740 km at sea level, max internal fuel, ferry range, 1,335 km at 1525 m, service ceiling, 6,100 m, rate of climb, 13.3 meters per second, armament, 1 F2 20mm cannon, 700 rounds, 8 or 16 Mk ZT6 long-range anti-tank guided missiles, 4 MBDA Mistral air-to-air missiles, 38 or 76 70mm folding fin aerial rockets, see also. Related development, Atlas XH-1 Alpha, Denel Oryx, aircraft of comparable role, configuration and era, Eurocopter Tiger, AH-64 Apache, Kamov Ka-50, Mi-28, Augusta A-129 Mangusta, related lists, list of attack aircraft, list of helicopters, references. External links, aircraft.co.za, Denel Rooivalk, Air Force Technology, Rooivalk attack helicopter.